Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Today we are going to be analyzing the major characters in the novel Men in the Sun and Other Palestinian Stories by Ghassan Kanafani. In our previous video, we discussed the plot of the novel, especially Men in the Sun. The other stories we are going to be discussing them in our subsequent video. So we discussed the plot of the novel extensively. So if you haven't listened and watched the video on the plot analysis, please check it on the channel and watch it so that you have full understanding of the plot of the novel, and also you have deeper understanding of the characters and characterizations. So we are going to start with the first character, which is Abu-Khayz. And Abu-Khayz is one of the three Palestinian men who were living in Iraq, and we were about to migrate to Kuwait. And their purpose of going to Kuwait was to find a greener pasture, as their situation in Iraq was terrible, and they migrated to Iraq because of the 1948 genocide in Palestine. So the situation was so worse and was so troubled. Abu-Khayz is not educated, and his situation was very worse because he has a wife, and he has children, and he also needs to feed for them. And that becomes a very challenging thing for him. And his wife was also encouraging him to go to Kuwait so that he can be able to provide for his family. And even one of his friends, Saad always told him that he's old, he's uneducated, suffering, he's lazy, he does not want to take actions or make effort to better his life and the life of his family. And so Abu-Khayz was one of the three people who were aspiring to travel to Kuwait, either by legal way or illegal way, to find a greener pasture. He is so troubled in his mind because he always reminisces, thinking about the genocide, how the Palestinians died during the Israeli-Palestine conflict in 1948 that led to the death of many Palestinians. And that was his character. And even the experiences of the 1948 genocide even caused a kind of psychological trauma to Abu-Khayz. And we saw how he ended his life. He was part of the three people that died in the empty water tank when the driver was arrested and detained by the bureaucrat and the officials on the border between Iraq and Kuwait, which they suspected the driver to be somebody who has had a sexual affair with a prostitute, and he was detained. So Abu-Khayz died in such tragic way because of his quest to get a better life. Another character is Assad. Assad, we got to know about Assad when he was negotiating with a proprietor over the price of being smuggled to Kuwait. At first, Assad and the three other characters, which are Abu-Khayz and the other character, the three of them were planning to travel to Kuwait, and they contracted somebody who is an Iraqi. He did not take them to Kuwait because the price he gave them was too high. They were not able to afford it. And then they also contracted Abul-Khayzuran, which was a driver, a Palestinian, who was also a driver that can take them to Kuwait. So Assad was one of the three men who were traveling to Kuwait for greener pasture. And Assad has been cheated before in an attempt to go to Kuwait because he was deceived, and he parted with his money and he was not taken there. And then Assad was a young man. He also planning to settle down to get married, and his uncle saw the bright future in him and decided to loan him money with a promise and a clause that he is going to marry the daughter of the uncle. The daughter of the uncle is Nada. But Assad was not interested in such. He does not want to marry Nada. And at the end, Assad with Abu Qais and other characters traveled to Kuwait inside the empty water tank, and then they died. They suffocated to death because the water tank was airtight. Okay? So Assad, as a young man at his age, he lost his life because of the quest to go to Kuwait, the quest to get a greener pasture, and their traveling was through illegal way. Then another character is Marwan. Marwan is the youngest of all of them. And Marwan was just 16 years when he traveled from Iraq to Kuwait to get a greener pasture to be able to fend for his family. Because Marwan has a very good ambition. He wants to go to university and to become a doctor. But he finds it so difficult because his financial situation was so terrible that he cannot afford to pay the fee for any medical course he's going to study in the university. So he decides to go to Kuwait to earn a living, be able to get money, help his family, and at the same time be able to go to school. Unfortunately, he was not able to do that because he was part of the three that died in the airtight water tank along the way to Kuwait. So his father abandoned him and some of his siblings because the father married a new wife, and then the new wife took the attention of the father. And then his brother was helping them also got married, and since the brother got married, he does not send money to them again. So Marwa was also facing a lot of financial challenges with his siblings, and his attempt to make everything work for him and his family, his siblings, led to his death. Then the fourth character is Abul-Khayzuran. Abul-Khayzuran is a Palestinian as well. And Abul-Khayzuran is a driver. The three other characters which we discussed, Marwan, Saad, and Abu Qais, the three of them contracted Abul-Khayzuran to take them to Kuwait so that they will be able to fend for themselves, work there, earn a living, make money, send to their family, and be able to realize their own personal ambitions. And Abul-Khayzuran accepted, and he decided to make attempt to take them to Kuwait. He has already planned his way, and his plans work well for him from the beginning. When he get to any checkpoint, the bureaucrat, the officers will check, and then he will be given a pass, and then he will go. But the last one before entering Kuwait was very, very difficult because he was detained. The officers detained him that he was one of the people that they suspected him to have had a sexual affair with a prostitute. But Abul-Khayzuran was not such a person. In fact, Abul-Khayzuran was castrated. He was castrated, that is, he cannot be able to have any sexual affair with a woman. The officers taunted him, made mockery of him, and then detained him. Abul-Khayzuran was thinking that, okay, he is going to settle the officers within some few minutes so that he can go to his water tank vehicle and then convey the people to Kuwait. But unfortunately, when they later released him, the three men, Marwan, Saad, and Abu Qais, have already died in the water tank because the water tank is airtight. They could not breathe. Lack of air led to their death. So Abul-Khayzuran was so disappointed and downhearted, and then he decided to dump their body in a refuse dump and then return to Iraq. The another character is Bag. There is a lot of superstition surrounding the life of Bag. Bag is a horse born with a red mark on his neck. And the superstition surrounding the birth of a horse that has a red mark is that the horse will kill the owner or a relative of the owner. But The owner of the horse, which is Abu Ibrahim, did not take such kind of superstition so serious, and then he laughed over it that it's just a mere human superstition that it has no any root in his family, that nothing will happen to his family. And surprisingly, either by accidental or by the fulfillment of the superstition, Bago killed the wife of Abu Ibrahim, crushes the skull, and then the wife died. And Abu Ibrahim regretted that he did not respect and obey this superstition. He should have killed Bag at the beginning when Bag was born, to avert such kind of a tragedy. But he did not do that, and that what led to the death of his wife. And then another character is Nabil. And Nabil is a medical student, and he wants to own a skeleton as a medical student. He tried, he could not afford to pay for a skeleton. And then he and one of his friends, which is called Suhail, both of them planned to rob a grave, to exhume a dead body and take the skeleton. Though he is very scared, but he packed and meet his friend Suhail. Then Nabil and Suhail encourage one another in pursuing their plan until his friend Suhail believes he touches the skeleton eyes of a dead body. And then they try to achieve it, though it is not compulsory for them to own skeleton, but both of them want to own skeleton as medical students, because some of the part of the body that they are being taught, they want to practicalize with the skeleton. And some of the students also have skeleton, though both of them, Nabil and Suhail, do not have. So Nabil also was facing a lot of financial challenges, and he could not own a skeleton through a legal means. The another character is Nabil's friend Suhail. Suhail also attended medical school with his friend, and he has to pay money, which is 75 Lai, which is medical fee for the student, and that he needs to purchase a skeleton. His uncle was not able to give him the money, and he also does not have the means to get a skeleton, except assuming a dead body from the grave and then taking away the skeleton. So, as I told you, both of them need the skeleton, that is Suhail and Nabil, but it is not compulsory that they should own it or possess it, but they want to have them. And then later we saw that both of them try to get it, and then Suhail searches in the hole they dig for the skeleton, but suddenly scream and claim that he stuck his finger in the eyes of a dead body. And he tell the story, he tell the other student about the incident, and is declared mad and expelled from the school. He was expelled because of that action. Then other characters in the novel are Abu-Khayzuran's friend, which is Saad. Saad always told Abu-Khayzuran, you are old, you cannot take good care of your family, you doesn't have any kind of valuable things except the story of how genocide happened in 1948. Then another person is Qais. Qais is the wife of Abu Qais. He also encouraged Abu Qais to go to Kuwait and earn a living so that he can be able to take care of his children. Another person is Nada. Nada is the daughter of Assad's uncle. Assad's uncle wants Assad to marry Nada, and that was the basis of giving loan to Assad. But Assad does not want to get married to Nada. Okay, there are other characters in the novel, some minor characters which we later discuss in our further analysis of the characters in Men in the Sun. Please subscribe to the channel. Click the notification bell so that when other videos on the themes in the novel and other remaining characters in the novel are uploaded, you get notified. Okay, have a good day.